All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's the brother Quara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson. Lord willing, we get straight to the point. And most important, that it do be edifying. And I'm at the job right now, but something I was meditating on as I was up there, in the building or whatnot. And it's to the point to where when we come into this truth, we find out, that the customs of this world, is wicked. The Christmas, so on and so forth. We found out those things are wicked, so we don't have nothing to do with it no more, right? We stopped going to the festivities with the family, so on and so forth. Or not just that, but when we also come into the truth, we don't want to have nothing to do with the world itself. I just started with holidays, that's what came to mind, but we don't want to have nothing to do with the world at all. We don't want to be around people, It's like you want to be separate, and I'm sure we all had that point in time in our walk where, it's that over righteous zeal. You see over righteous zeal, and everything you see, is wicked, right? But as I was sitting up in there thinking, like, yeah, that's true when we first come in, but on the other side, it's needed after we come into this truth. It's needed that we go outside, so to speak, right? It's needed that we be around people, and I'll get into it here in a few. Now I'm not saying go around just anybody, everybody, any place. No, of course we still pick and choose. We have to use wisdom, but the main thing is why we shouldn't just sit in a house all day. And watching videos all day. The apostles, brothers, just Israelite truth videos all day in a dark room. That's not how we're supposed to be once we come into this thing. And the reason I said it is because the Lord gave us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, so we can go out into the world and apply these very things that we are learning, and apply these very things that we are teaching. You see? And that's kind of what I want to touch on. Like I said, it shouldn't be long. But having this truth, we should go out into the world, because that's our opportunity to put it on display. The scriptures say, be lights among a wicked generation. Roughly paraphrasing, if it be the Lord will, we'll get that. But we're supposed to apply this information. That's why it was given. You see? And many different things could come out of that. As we in this world and you applying the wisdom, or you around these people, you further see, or should I say, you appreciate more that the Lord calls you to this truth, that we are separate. So I hop into it. Like I said, I'm just getting thoughts off too. But right when we come into this truth, don't try to be just super holy and try to be perfect, because it ain't gonna happen. We gonna make mistakes, and also when we come into this thing, just gotta sit at home all day, and become just a square. You just at home all day, and brother asks you to go do something. Nah, brother, I'd rather read. I want to just listen to videos. Now I want to give my time to the. Now we get that, but we also have liberty in Yahweh Shai, and the thing is, we have this truth to help us maneuver in this dark world, man. Let me get this first, since I mentioned it. Let's see. This Philippians chapter 2. Get this real quick. This Philippians 2, and I'll start at. Slacking. I get straight to the point. I start at 13. Philippians 2 and 13, right? Going into us coming into this truth. Philippians 2 and 13, it says, "For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do his good pleasure." Right? So now we're in the truth. It says, "And do all things without murmurings and disputings, that you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. And I just want to start right there just because I mentioned it, right? Now, think about if we have this wisdom, yeah, it's about pushing it first and foremost. But Yahweh Shai did say we have light and we put it under a bushel, all right? First and foremost, that's if you had this truth and you're not pushing it. But also, you know what else can persuade people to believe, make people believe us? If they see our conduct amongst the people of the world. If they see we act different, we don't act like the people. Matter of fact, it was nah, I ain't gotta get into that, but we act different. You see? And people gonna notice that. Why? Because we applying wisdom that they know nothing about, that they don't have. Certain things in Sirach, about eating at a table with a lot of people, don't eat first and all that. Just a simple thing is, when you go to say your company, right, your job, y'all go to lunch or whatever, and you thinking the things from the scriptures, where the scriptures say, don't eat before, you applying that. You see, you applying that, but you may have another coworker, and forgive me, I'm just getting off thoughts. I won't be everywhere, but you may have another coworker, as soon as he get his food, he start eating. Ain't wait on nobody. I'm just giving a general example on some things that are from the scriptures that we can use in this world to separate us from the people. And it's many things, especially like in the book of Sirach, Wisdom of Solomon. It gives you like day-to-day wisdom, how to treat people, how to act, how to respond to this situation. That's why it's good to read. That's why it's good to get into the scriptures, man. Don't go into a dark alley with a man that's stronger than you. Things that we can use on our day-to-day life. So think about it. If you have this wisdom, you studying, you hearing these stories and experiences from the elders, and you just stay in the house all day, you ain't getting no chance to go apply it. You ain't getting out there. You ain't getting in the game. You constantly looking from the sideline. And I'm going to get another precept here. It says that as we out in this world, it don't literally say this, but we'll get into it. But as we out into this world, we're going to have different tests, different trials, but it's all for our benefit. You see, it's all for our benefit. Let me get this again. A lot of this makes sense, but this is Philippians 2, and I'm going to start at verse 15. That you may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Because people gonna see we act different, we talk different, our beliefs different. The topics we talk about is different from the world. It ain't talking about no, Love Island, reality TV shows, beef between celebrities. It says, in holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of my shock, that I have not run in vain, neither have labored in vain, man. So we're supposed to shine as lights in the world. The Lord gave us something that these people don't have. We're supposed to use it amongst them. And even speaking of that, even when I go to, now I'm going to say this. At times, like the job I'm at, I'm the only so-called black person here. Probably got like 2 Mexican women, but they married to white men, right? A lot of times my coworkers, they ask me, hey, so-and-so, you want to come to lunch with us? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I be fucking saying no, because I don't. Because you know why? On my break, I didn't got time to go laugh and shit with you on my break. I got to go read. I got to come do a lesson. You see? So on and so forth. So I often tell them no. And it's to the point they be stop asking me now, but I tell them no. The thing is, though, when I do go, I see the benefit in it because I tap into their mind, see what they thinking. Right, man? What y'all think about what Trump did, so on and so forth? What y'all think about the economy? Right? What y'all think about what's going on with Israel? I be tap into their mind and see how they think. You see? Right? Now, again, we don't, reveal everything, but, we'll tell them a little something that we know as if, being discreet about it, of course. But even that, these people don't fucking know nothing. They don't know nothing. But even that, using the experience, the things that we learn and go amongst these people, and you start questioning them, you see they don't got it. Right? Yeah, they may be a position over you at your job. They may have this money, but when you question them, they don't got it. And the thing is, after that encounter, they'll leave like, damn, this dude be knowing some shit, huh? Right? Or they'll leave like, damn, I ain't know that. Let me go. Right? Because the Lord gave us wisdom so we could be in this world, talk to people in this world, maneuver amongst the people in this world, man. Let me get this real quick. Now, I don't want to do too much rant either, but I do kind of want to, give some examples and, make some points. What I want to get next. Yeah, let me get this James real quick. This James chapter 1. And I'm going to get this in the Amplified version. This James chapter 1. Now check this out. The header says, testing your faith. Right? And we all need to test ourselves. And again, how we going to test ourselves or try ourselves if you just at home? In a not a fetal position, but sitting Indian style. You just at home sitting Indian style in a dark room, just videos on. Videos on just replay. No, man, how you gonna test yourself? You see? And it could be many things, right? Whether it's women, drinking, your character. That's why we go out into this world, to put that to the test, to test ourselves, man, to apply what the Lord gave us. Let's get this real quick. This James chapter 1 and verse 2 in the Amplified version. It says, consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials. What that word trial mean? Let's see. Quick Google definition. Trial. It says a formal examination of evidence. It says a test of the performance, qualities, and suitability of someone or something to test out, right? And again, how is it that we reading all this, we doing all these lessons, but we never put ourselves in a situation to actually use it though? Like we never, whatever. I'm trying to think of, some good, examples to give, right? Let's just use one. Say, you in Walmart, you just happen to go out. You want to go out, right? Get some drinks or whatever. Or you in Walmart, you in a store, and you see a man and a woman, but the woman keep looking at you. She giving you flirty eyes, right? She giving you flirty eyes, trying to get her attention. Now, us in the world, men in the world, probably like, yeah, shit, shit. But with the truth, now in the world, things that's in the scripture should come to our mind. That's Isaiah 33:6. See, Isaiah 33:6 and just ain't gonna start in Jacob's trouble. Like the day Jacob's trouble start, now Isaiah 33:6 kicking over. Wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our times, or should I say, started being the stability of our time from the first day we came in until today. Until today, right? But now, say if that situation happened, you in the store in the truth, you'll start, it should come into your mind what the scriptures say. Well, that's a dark shade shit. Yahweh Shai said, don't even look. So let me turn over here, so on and so forth, and keep going, keep moving, go about my business, so on and so forth. That's just a quick example, But the thing is, that's trying out wisdom. That's applying wisdom. That's applying what we know. But how is it if you never go nowhere, you never around people, you don't want to talk, you just want to be an Israelite in, solo Israelite in America? You're never going to have opportunities to put what you learn, put what you teach on display, man. You see, even when it comes to the brotherhood, when it come down to the brotherhood, different things within the brotherhood, man. Certain ways how to act, how to be. We're going to be put in situations on if we're going to do it or not. You see? What if you get rebuked, you be brought to counsel, if you're in a camp, you be brought to counsel, you ain't even do it. You ain't do nothing. But say if you get rebuked, now it's how you going to respond? How you going to respond? You going to say, man, I ain't do that shit, man. Right? Or you go just take it. Think about the scripture. The scripture say, well, just take the load, even if you did it or didn't do it. Right? But that's another example on how we can apply our scriptures. But we have to be in places. We have to go places. We have to be around people in order to do that. Whether it's heathens or whether it's people in the truth. You see? We're always going to have to put what we are learning on display, man. Let's finish reading this. This is James chapter 1 again and verse 2 in the Amplified version. It says, consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials. Be assured, check this out, be assured that the testing of your faith through experience. Let's see what experience means. Experience. It says practical contact with. You gotta be in. You gotta live is a live test. You see, live test. It says practical contact with and observation of facts or events, skill, incident. We have to be tried out. We have to be put in positions or situations to see how we gonna respond. And once we get in there, we may pass, we may fail, but now we have that experience for the next time or for another time. But the thing is, through being around people, through going to places, because me, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like to fucking go nowhere. I like to go home and chill. I like to build, I don't even like coming to work, but since I have to, I be so ready to go home. Just be with my family, just fucking chill, right? In my own domain, I'm chilling. I don't like to be around people, but I know at times it calls for that I gotta be in the world. Now, I don't feel like going to lunch today, but I gotta be around these Edomites and go to lunch because I put off for 2 months already. Gotta do it today. So it's gonna be things we don't have to, but knowing in our mind, what can come out of this? What can the Lord show me if I go to this place? What can the Lord, what can I learn from being around these people? You see, let me pick their brain. So that's why it is a benefit to go out into the world, although we're not a part of it, although we don't want to be here. Because we can use what the Lord gave us and watch how it play out on live display, man. You see? Because I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of interesting, And I love that point of the truth to where the things that we are actually learning and studying, we can go like practice with it in the earth. Like practice with it. Our mindset, women, like the scripture says, shit, when you see a woman, don't look at her for her beauty, turn the other way, bro. Shit like that. I say I'm in a store, right? I'm in a store. I'll make it blatant. I'll look down the whole aisle on purpose. Just so you don't think I want you, because I don't, to build your confidence. And two, if I was to approach, get the number 9, what? Now you got to worry about saying good morning text and all that bullshit. You see? All that bullshit. The thing is, the scriptures say, look the other way. It's just chances to try out what the Lord was written. That's why I like it. We always have a chance to try out what's written in the Bible, and so that we can, although we should know, but find out for ourselves that the Lord ain't bullshitting when he give us this advice. Or when apostles or elders give us advice, they ain't bullshitting with us, man. You see? And I think that's a beautiful part of this truth, how we can actually on live time live out and use what we are reading in the ancient book. I think that's so cool, man. But let's finish this. This Philippians 1 and 2 in the NLT. In the Amplified version, it says, consider, it's like not Philippians, it's James 1 and 2 in the Amplified version. James 1 and 2 in the AMP version, it says, consider it nothing but joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you fall into various trials. Be assured, so we have to know this, that when we do be around people, go places in the world, be assured that the testing of your faith through experience produces endurance, leading to spiritual maturity and inner peace. Growth, man. Because now you know how to maneuver. Now you know how to apply things. Now you know how to put things. And again, we ain't go past every test. That's the point of growth. You see, that's the point of experience, man. Trial and error, right? But again, if a man just in the house with all his wisdom, how you going to be tried out? How you going to be tested? How you going to be proved? Even testing ourselves. It ain't about the world testing us, been around people, even testing ourselves. The scripture say, know what's good for it, know what's not. You may know, I can, be a little free with this, but I need to tighten down on this. That all goes into using what we've been taught. Let me wind it down because I got coworkers and shit coming out of here, man. And it says, be assured that the testing of your faith through experience produces endurance, leading to spiritual maturity and inner peace. And let endurance have its perfect results. And do a thorough work so that you may be perfect and completely developed in your faith, lacking nothing. Come on, man. Let me get one more. It's Sirach 34. The Sirach 34. That's why it's a blessing to have elder men as apostles, because they went through all the experiences that they can let us know now. Let's get this and we'll end it. The Sirach 34 and 9, it says, a man that have traveled knoweth many things. Right? A man that have traveled knoweth many things, and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. It says a man that traveled knoweth, and Salaki for the background and all this, but a man that travel knoweth many things. In other words, a man who go places, who be around, who faith is being tested, you eventually go grow. You go know many things through fails and through wins. And it says, he that have no experience knoweth little. So if you're just in a house all day, don't have a chance to apply what you learned, then you can't really get the full experience of using the truth in the world. It says, he that have no experience know a little, but he that have traveled is full of prudence, man. It says, when I traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express, man. You see that? But I just wanted to touch on that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak Wadashi, and with that, Shalom.